What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash in this video, alongside with their correspondent Grayscale Trusts, LTCN and BCHG, at the request of K. Carvel. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 19th of July. Here we are at about $101.5. Looking like we had an attempt above this W, right above the nipple there, man, but we did not get above there, and that's okay. It's not broken until we close above, right? We need to close above this area, and then that's whenever we break that area, the W, that center point in the W right there, right? It's kind of an extreme version of an Adam and Eve almost, but I don't know if I would call it that because it's not a double bottom, but it's definitely tilted, right? Definitely it is tilted. It's a tilted W. So this should take you to prices that are above where the W started, and with that, I mean, looking at it in that kind of perspective, hold on one second real quick. Hold on. In that kind of perspective, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get above where this W formed, if that's just the breakout of this overall accumulative range that we've had, and Litecoin's on its way up to its all-time high area. I very much do anticipate that this price hasn't moved too much. Is it frozen? Nope, it's just stagnant. Sometimes I feel like it freezes, but maybe it's just being boring. I do believe that when we break out, we will see prices around 380 to 420 by the end of August. That's the expectation. It's going to be a fast, rapid-fire movement, probably the largest move that you've seen in years, literally since back in 2017. It's going to be reminiscent of that. Like literally here, you know, you moved up from the same price 1-2 weeks later, you're all the way up here. It might not be 2 weeks, but 5 weeks. You know what I mean? It's going to be quite the glorious move, and it all starts when you finally get a day to close above about $107. Whenever you can do that, golden. Until then, we'll see. Bronze. No, looking at the 1 hour time frame here. Looking at the 1 hour. You tried to move up. And oh, come on now. What's going on? Why isn't it letting me? There we go. You tried to move up here yesterday, and you didn't have any volume to continue. The volume came in, but on the form of a downside movement. You had a little volume come in here, but it was a wick, so more volume to sell. You're at the base area here right now, and I think your 1 hour RSI is telling the truth right now, which is that you want to go lower. You're rejecting the 50. You're probably going to get into that oversold zone. 1 hour stochastics probably gets in the oversold zone. The MACD looks bearish as well. You're building bullish momentum here. You've got a little green. You can't really see it, but you've got a little green here. Let me actually try and do this a little bit better. Can you? Oh, come on, man. Come on, there we go. Can you see the little green? You've got a little green there now. Getting green while forming lower highs, and you haven't had any green on any of these time frames. That's not encouraging, man. You're probably going to go lower. Where are you going to go down to? Nothing insane, nothing too dramatic, but a little bit lower is what the expectation would be, right? From a relative low here to the relative high here. Golden ratio, $98, $97, you're at $101, perfect. That's what you're going to do. $98 to $97, you're at $101.5 right now. I very much would expect and anticipate that that'd be a perfect capitulation area. Imagine all the people who bought and FOMO'd on Litecoin because of the pharmaceutical company news or whatever it was, investing in it, right? Taking an interest in it, right? Finally, institutional interests are there. I shouldn't say finally. There's been institutional interest for a long time with various different large companies. But what was I going to say? I think that going below $100 will be a nice kind of capitulative event. People get in their heads. They think, oh no, it's below $100. It must be going down, right? It's like some kind of psychological level of support that must hold, and if it goes below that, then it's broken. But I don't think it's broken. I think that we would just find support down here, $98, $97, and then continue to rip to the upside. That's the expectation here. Looking at this on a 4 hour basis with these indicators here. RSI is holding the 50, you know, 2 hours, 7 minutes left on this 4 hour candle. If we can hold this green and bounce off the 50, that actually might look good, and that could trump the 1 hour time frame. Stochastics look like they want to go down. MACD looks like it wants to go down as well. So I'm sticking with the downside, but if you can close green here in the next 2 hours, 7 minutes, there's hope. There's hope at least. Daily time frame. Daily time frame looks robust. It looks great. Yeah, you can go down a little bit, but who cares? You're going to come down and form a higher low down there at like 96 to $98. Nothing crazy. Higher low, and then you'll rip. Yeah, fantastic. Come out of the overbought zone, move down right today and tomorrow. I bet you just further proving that I think we do move down today. We get a red day today. We have some wicks up here, right? We rejected that area. Get some red days, come down to the overbought zone or out of it, and then we can move up, right? Something like that. That's my expectation. That's the anticipation at the moment. And then afterwards, we should be moving to the upside, okay? And when we move up, you guys know the spiel, right? MACD is about to cross above the zero. Stochastics look like they want to get overbought. RSI looks like it wants to get overbought as well. Once all three of those indicators are in the overbought zone, we should be literally in the midst of this breakout move that is taking us all the way up to our all-time high area, right? All the way up here. We thought we'd be here a little bit sooner, and then by this time of the year, we'd be breaking out to new all-time highs already, but that's okay. We'll probably be up here around $400, give or take like $50 in either direction, $20 in either direction. We'll probably be up in this area in August, late August, and then going into October, we should be breaking out to new all-time highs. Let's look at LTCN in correspondence to that, right? I almost just did a Litecoin video, but we need to do LTCN as well, Grayscale Trust. Looking at this here, finding a little bit of resistance. Same kind of idea, right? If Litecoin's going to move down a little bit, so will you. And maybe you fill these gaps. Maybe you even go down to 855 and back test this area for resistance, or you back test it for support. You go down to 850, 855, find support there, close that gap, and then boom, then you're off to the races. Probably sometime next week, if not the following week, you'd be moving up in a very dramatic fashion. Whenever it comes to Litecoin moving up, right, if it's going to move, it's at like $100 now, talking about moving up to $400, that's a 4x move. I mean, I would think LTCN does more than that, a magnitude higher, right? If Litecoin does a 4x move, this thing's got to do like at least a 6.5x, which would put you up above this high. And if you're going above that high, man, I genuinely think this thing could be all the way up at like $100 by the end of August. As crazy as that sounds, I know you've been beaten up, LTCN, but man, this thing's got some pent-up aggression to take out to the upside. And if you remember how fast this does move, whenever it wants to move, it's pretty damn fast. So I really wouldn't be surprised with Litecoin moving the fastest it's moved all cycle. This was when Litecoin was just in this accumulation phase. What about whenever it's actually moving? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something up at $100. If not there, like at a bare minimum $42, but probably something that's above this high. Yeah, that's my expectations. Now look at BCH USD. Kind of move through this. I almost ended the video there, guys. I almost did just a Litecoin video. I forgot that I was doing LTC and LTCN. So I spent a lot of time on LTC. Want to move through this. I'm going to probably turn up the performance on my computer, so it's going to get a little noisy here, but that's okay. You're going to hear the whirring. Bitcoin Cash at $504. On the brink of the break, man. If I didn't know better, I would say it's time to go 1000x on this thing because it's about to rip to the upside. It's going to do some glorious stuff. Maybe it comes down a little bit and we find support down at like 460, 480, somewhere in that area. I think 480 probably. Maybe even 490. We're at 503 now, but a little bit lower, and then we'll come up. We'll see some glorious upside. And I would very much anticipate that the minimum target to achieve would be all the way over here at $1,600. The maximum target, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe we do make a straight beeline for our all-time highs. Something in this range. I'm thinking BCH goes probably around 2200 to 1800, something in that area right there. Anything can happen, but that's the expectation, right? Breaking out of this multi-cycle, lifelong consolidation phase that we've had, that's the expectation right there. But a little bit lower first, right? If we translate that into BCHG, Bitcoin Cash G. Let me see here. Hold on. Let's see. $3.88 is the price for BCHG. Like BCH, I would assume you come down just a little bit. Nothing too crazy, right? You're showing signs of weakness here, so just a little bit, but nothing too crazy, right? You're at 388, you probably don't even go below 370. MACD is actually looking bullish. Very, very bullish on the MACD, actually. It's a nice look. You cross down, you've got some bearish momentum building, but you've got higher lows, so that's good. Higher lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price, lower lows in the stochastics, higher lows in the price, all good things, right? Lower lows with higher lows are actually really beneficial. They're actually really good because you've cooled off your indicator. So these things all look like they want to get overbought. MACD looks like it wants to continue to grow. Just crossed above the zero on this run, so I think that it's going to continue to grow. If BCH, from its current price of like 500, it's going to go up to 1600 at a minimum. That's a 3x, right? A little bit more than a 3x. I would think that this thing can then 6x or more, just like LTCN. So yeah, you're probably going back up to your highs there around 20 to 25 bucks. If not there, then only higher. And I would think BCHG does move up higher than that, right? If BCH, you guys, is seeing, if it's seeing historical price action, right, in the form of like breaking out of a lifelong consolidation phase that you've just never been above before, I wouldn't be surprised if BCHG went all the way up to 45 bucks, man, in that same amount of time by the end of August. We really could see an 11x move, if not something on the lines of a 6x move. That's my expectations between now and the end of August. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I've said everything I need to say. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Some people might wonder, are my new all-time high targets still on the table for LTCN and BCHG? And the answer is yes, absolutely. It didn't happen in the time frame that we thought it was going to happen. Absolutely not. The time frame has been completely wrong, and we definitely had we've been beaten down over the past year or so. But the reckoning is coming, right? The point remains, this is clearly a corrective phase. 1, 2, 3 correction. You're in the midst of an overall uptrend still. This is still a higher low. As depressing as it is, it's still a higher low. There's zero doubt in my mind that either of these things, LTCN or BCHG, are going to see anything but new all-time highs, right? We're even at NAV price, they're going to see new all-time highs. It's inevitable. Okay, it's literally inevitable. So I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.